See. Welcome back to Demon Lord Retry, anime review episode number 9. We are reviewing the third episode of Demon Lord Retry R, which if you think about overall for the anime, this is like the 15th episode of the series, called Recycle. This one adapts more stuff that was skipped over last season, for reasons. So we have Kunai, along with Miken, and I think it's Momocho, I think it is. Yasuki. Which is, it's still a guy who basically is posing as a girl. Yeah, I don't really know why. Of course, he does this thing where he sleeps on Kunai's lap, and Kunai wonders why, and of course, a lot of the time it would get him to shut up is to put a popsicle in his mouth. And it's ice candy. And of course, the town they go into is town of Rookie, and the place in a country called Ancient Kingdom. And he points out, though, wow, those are such generic names. And they are. And then they arrive, and then they come across basically this guy who's like a hero named Ota Glasses. Yes, that is seriously his name. Or Weeb. He is a chubby guy who is kind of like a hero. He shows up, gives food to the poor. He apparently is not liked by the nobles because he dare interact with the frickin' poor people. So, meanwhile though, Donna, who is basically kind of one of the rulers of the Holy Light Kingdom, sends out a guy. What is his name here? And I want to get his name right. Marigan. There's also a guy named Asor, who's kind of like basically who's just a guy who works, and he sends Marigan, who is okay. When I saw this scene, I'm like, wow, this is something else to remember from Overlord. Yes, except that involved a chubby noble doing this instead of a more smart a well-built guy. What are they doing? They are beating a woman. In this guy's case, he beats a woman to death that he pulled out of the slums. And apparently he did this probably after he raped her. And get what would happen to him, and I'm like, good job. You got rid of the dick. So he's sent to basically inspect Rabi Village. And he is given completely inaccurate info because as soon as he arrives, we're going to basically play with the bunnies. And meanwhile, though, Luna interacts with Emika, who's basically just, well, I think she's a stalker. At least basically when she's around Kunai. There's also a hint she might have a thing for Kunai. Well, given the fact that when they first met, he easily beat her in combat and then proceeded to give her a spanking. By the way, in the manga, he did this twice. Yeah, because he felt like it. He felt like giving this teenage girl a spanking, and she had this thing also where she thinks that he's obsessed with her rear end. He probably did it because he probably thought she was a naughty girl. And it's something, though, he doesn't give her sisters a spanking, just her. Yeah. So then, of course, it seems like, Tamaki proceeds to shoot his leg off. And, of course, Kunai comes in and is like, oh, you got ruined my specimen. Now, he is asked, what the heck are you doing? Oh, we just got lost. Like, you basically inspire our village. And then Kunai takes away to become fertilizer. After she already did to his companions. I'm like, oh my gosh. Shows the fact this woman can be very creepy despite being a very beautiful woman. So then, of course, we also see Kunai meeting with Eyeglasses, who is very intimidated by him. And like, oh yeah, we should work together. And then, of course, oh yeah, we go to Labrador's prison. Like, oh, easy form of prison. Of course, Yerka is like, oh, it's a prison of love. And he's like, he's not amused by his antics, thinking he's a girl, even though he's a guy. So, apparently it's like a tourist destination. It's like, oh yeah, we killed this thing a rookie year, like a sand snail. And apparently this snail worth a lot of money. A snail. And like, oh, a tin can. It's a freaking robot. The people in this world never seen robots before. This is beaten really easily by Kunai. And then, of course, after the guy and girl sleep in the same bed, he goes to the labyrinth, and we have these two adventurers being complete dicks who had already killed an adventurer for his money because they basically want to rob anybody. So then, of course, he is intimidated by them. And they try to put him to sleep, try to rob him, and then he proceeds to have his evil aura come out after he stabs his leg and proceeds to murder them both. And after a little while, their bodies disappear. Yeah, it explains that the labyrinth has bodies that feel like it does in a video game. Like, that's kind of weird. And like, oh, there's a, after he beats 3 tin cans, like, oh, there's a door. And it turns out the prison labyrinth is a factory. Yes, a little factory. And then he goes in another room after seeing all this stuff, and like, oh, we have apparently what seems to be his confrontation with the villain of the series. Or like, game over, I'll kill you, and of course, basically he's trapped in that room. End of the episode. Quite interesting episode this one is. Oh, by the way, he will get out of this trap. Don't worry about that, because he's featured in basically more books afterwards. So he does not die. Don't worry about that. So that's going to be pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Well, next up is going to be My Hero Academia. And that's probably going to be it for tonight. Okay? Looks like I'm going to save Israel's Dungeon for tomorrow. Along with Ferret's Central Quest, As Reincarnate Risk Reason Praise in the World, Rama Half, and 7 Deadly Sins before next podcast. Okay? See you later.